Hi, y'all. I wanted to give you some context on the story that we're going to read on Monday because we have a lot of ground to cover. We have a smallpox presentation given by y'all, or at least the small group who signed up for that presentation. We also have an article to go over it, and we also have this short story to read and discuss. And the story has kind of a lot of moving parts to it. So I wanted to give you a little bit of contextual information just on the story part. So first off, you need to know that England has had an awful lot of colonies, a lot more than just us. So here in America, we like to think about the 13 colonies over here. All these pink places, though, on the map are places that England has owned or currently does own as a colony, or in some sort of Commonwealth kind of situation, like Canada and Australia are still technically owned by Britain. Britain has also owned a lot of other land. Well, we'll keep putting owned in scare quotes because it's really hard to own land when you are very far away, and there's already people living there and they already sort of own it. So keep in mind that England has had a lot of colonies all the way up Africa. We've had in India. We've had a lot of the West Indies. We've had a lot of the West Indies, a lot of the East Indies. And so a lot of these places have been colonies for a long time. A lot of them did declare their independence in the 1960s, but the story that we're reading for today takes place in Nigeria. And so it's right here in the crook of Africa in that continent. And the story that we're going to be reading has a lot to do with colony status. And so I want you to be focusing especially on the descriptions that Julius, our protagonist, gives about the city that he lives in. The city that he lives in used to be a pretty small market town, and now it's something else. And I want you all to be thinking about what is that something else, and how does Julius feel about it. Okay, so colony status. Keep that in mind as you're reading. The second thing is the time in the story does not happen linearly. In fact, the way that the story starts is at the very beginning. And Julius is going to be looking out a window and thinking about, man, things have sure changed around here. And then we do a series of flashbacks and we think about the events that are actually in the story. And then it skips ahead a week, and then it's going to bring us back to this spot where he's looking out that window again. So time is going to be kind of a fluid thing. A lot of people struggle with that, and you should not feel bad if you're struggling with it. Be aware, though, that we start at the very end. We do a flashback, and we think about the things that have happened, and then a whole week passes, and then we arrive at the end and at the beginning again with Julius looking out the window. Okay, so I think if you can keep those two things in mind, colony status and nonlinear time, you'll have a much easier time with this story. And we will have a good discussion on it on Monday. So the last thing I want to leave you with is that thank you for coming to your grade conferences with no exceptions. We'll see what happens today on Friday, but so far every single person has come to their conference, basically been on time. We've had good conversations about your essays, and I've overall been very pleased with this set of essays. So thank you for all of your good work so far this semester. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope that these things help you have success with the story, and I will see you on Monday back in the classroom. Have a good weekend.